Wanted to update the video for you on the process of completing the tax form. In particular, I wanted to help you and show you the process if you're doing the regular 1040 and not the 1040 EZ. And so the thing that would differentiate you from doing the 1040 or versus the 1040 EZ for the purposes of the project anyway, are simply the amount of income that you have. If you have over $100,000, you're not able to use the 1040 EZ. And in real life, it truthfully is to your advantage to use the regular 1040 because the regular 1040 will offer you a lot more deductions than the 1040 EZ is going to offer you. So all you got to do is do a search for the 1040 form. You can find it in PDF form, and in most of your browsers you'll be able to type into it, as I am able to type into mine here. You're going to want to make sure that you can do that. Otherwise, you can use the link that's in the directions for the form fillable. You can just select 1040 instead of 1040 EZ. And so you'll also want to pull up and do a search for the instructions. So you'll do a search for 1040 instructions, including the year of taxes that you're performing. And you'll need one of the pages that's way down here. It's actually on page 88 in order to run the calculations of how much your taxes are going to be. And we'll come back to that, but we may as well get that page all set up here. You can see the familiar tax tables, and because your income doesn't fit on the tax table, right, it's over 100,000, you'll have to complete this worksheet, and I'll explain that in just a moment. So first, let's go ahead and start filling in the 1040. Remember, don't use your real social security number. Fill in with, whatever number you like. You'll put in your address. And so I'll kind of leave you to type out the rest of yours. You're going to be checking off that you're single. You can choose whether you want to donate to the Presidential Election Campaign Fund. On line number 7, you're going to put the 25th percentile for your income. So, let's say it's 150,000. You'll put that in line 7. So I'm just making that number up, but we'll go ahead and use it. And so you won't have any taxable interest. You won't have any tax-exempt interest. You won't have any dividends. You won't have any qualified dividends. You won't have any taxable refunds. You won't receive any alimony. You won't have any business income or loss. Now, in real life, you may end up having some of these numbers, but we're going to just say that you don't for now, because the purpose of us filling out this form is to figure out how much money in taxes will you be expected to pay in federal taxes, in particular with this form. How much money in federal taxes, federal income taxes, would you be expected to pay? And so we're not going to claim any of these other deductions that would reduce your tax liability and the amount that you have to pay, but we're going to just put 0 for any of those numbers. So line 22 says combine the amounts in the far right column for lines 7 through 21. And so we're going to add up 7 through 21, and we'll get that 150,000 number that we started with. You won't have any of these deductions, so we'll put 0 for each of these. And you get to line 36, it basically says add up lines 23 to 35, and we're going to have a 0. Line 36 says subtract line 37 says subtract line 36 from line 22, and so line 22 is going to be the adjusted gross income. We're going to copy that number again on a line 38, and you weren't born before 1950, and I hope that you're not blind. We're going to put the standard deduction. Now here on the left-hand side, you're going to see that the standard deduction when you're doing the regular 1040 is $6,200. They'll actually give you a little bit more later on. You'll see it in the next table. Line 41 says subtract line 38 from line 40. So we're going to want to subtract the amount of 6,200, and that's going to give us 143,800 for line 41. We're going to want to subtract 6,200 as the standard deduction from the amount that we earned, meaning they're going to not require us to pay taxes on this $6,200. For the exemption for line 42, it's 0. For line 43, it's a subtract line 42 from line 41, which is going to just be 143,800 once again. Now line number 44, right, says see instructions. And so this is where we're going to have to go to the instructions page. Again, you'll want to do a Google search for 1040, the year for the taxes that you're preparing. Remember, if it's 2015, you're doing your taxes from 2014 since that year is concluded. And so you'll want to scroll down until you get to this worksheet. And this in this example here in 2014, it's on page 88. So you're going to want to scroll way down until you see it, and you'll know you've gotten close when you see the regular tax tables. And we're going to be using the amounts here, right? So we're gonna if your income falls between 100,000 and 186,350, for which ours does, right? The amount that we've got is 143,800. We're going to multiply by 0.28. So we're going to take 143,800 and we're going to multiply by 0.28. That's going to give us 40,264. Oops. Then we're going to multiply, or excuse me, we're going to take that number, 40,264, and oops, and we're going to subtract 6824.25. And so that gives us 33,439.75. 33,439.75. So that's the amount that we're going to put into our tax form, and that's the amount that we're going to end up having to pay in taxes. 33,439.75. 33.75. And so we're not going to pay the alternative minimum tax. You can delve into that or pay an accountant to do so if you are fortunate to make a lot of money. You probably want to maximize all of the deductions so that you can avoid paying taxes, as many people do. Line 55, so for each of these deductions, right, we're not going to claim any credits or child tax credits or any of those things at this moment. We'll put in line 55, it says to add 48 through 54, so 55 we're going to say is 0. Line 56, subtract line 55 from line 47. And so, oops, 47, did I make a mistake? We have to add 44, 45, and 46. Yes, I did. So for line 47, it should be 33,000. 33,439. Except I can't get rid of that, and so what we're going to do is we're going to round up, because that's what your accountant would likely do anyway, is put $33,440 since 75 cents would bring you to 33,440. So that brings us back to line 56, which says subtract line 55 from line 47. So we'll get basically the same number that's on 47 again. We're not going to have to pay any other forms of taxes. We won't pay any taxes on IRAs or household employment taxes, first-time home buyer, credit repayment. 61 is a newer addition to the tax form. Healthcare individual responsibility. You're going to indicate that you had full year coverage, and you'll put 0, meaning you won't have to pay any tax penalty for not having health insurance. We'll put 0 for 62, and then 63 is going to be our total tax. So we're going to add lines 56 all the way to 62, and again we get that same number. We will not have made any payments. We're definitely not going to qualify for the earned income credit. We will just say we won't qualify for any of these at the moment. And so we're going to then add 64 all the way to 73, and these are the total payments we've made. We're going to say we've made no payments because that's the point. We want to figure out how much tax we have to pay. So it says if line 74 is more than line 63, for which it's not, subtract line 63 from 74. So 74 is not greater. So we're definitely not going to be due a refund. We are figuring this out so that we know how much taxes that we have to pay. Which brings us down to line 78, which is the amount that you owe. So we're going to subtract line 74 from line 63. So you can see that we're going to take and replicate that number from 63. So it's going to be 33,440. So that's the amount in taxes that you have to pay. You'll want to make sure that you print this return. You'll sign it, and you can fill in the date. You'll type in your occupation, hopefully before you sign it, as well as your phone number. And that's the regular 1040 for incomes over 100,000.